trio. Looking at the waterfalls on the right, they're on a higher layer. It's tough for them to do their classic box-to-box B, but they'll find a way. Bad Sniper on the receiving end. They're going to be really cornered down here. Esty, this is their home turf. Sancho, they were born in Lazy Lake, and right now they're getting molded by Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason.
Yeah, it looks like all the tourists from Lazy Lake are coming in and kind of changing the neighborhood that they're known to. You know, I feel like the neighborhood was never the same. Everything's different now. I wish it was back in the old days, but those old days, everything's been upgraded and everything's been infiltrated by all the people that are moving on through. And Waze right now, 22 below, has some work to do to be able to survive right now. Nebs, Bubak, and Waze have been doing a fantastic time of being in the middle of the pack at in-game, just getting there, but barely one above. And so many people have to go down. 14, 13 people now, and now they're dipping into the rest of the hard mats. They're on the rope, Shio, and they have Gray on their layer.
Still have a chance to punch back and fight. Wade's looking for any shots left and right. Neb's actually going down on the backside. Bubak will have to try to make amends for it, but Zone's coming in, so they actually can't even get to the loot or the body. Wade's looking on the right side. Wolfie's looking down bad on the bill. Switches to wood, back to metal. Wolfie's trying to go for it, and Dreda might have been knocked. Queasy also down to the Zaiku. Everything is turning on its head, and it's not even rotating yet. It's not even closing in half and half. Hey, did these guys even reload? What is the mag size for Waze and Bubak? The shots are not stopping. Thunder down. Wolfie's low HP. They picked up another jam sites here now. The edge of the zone is just catastrophic for any team down below. Waze and Bubak are not holding anything back.
All the teams that were on that struggle southern rotation are now breathing a sigh of relief up there and show that Bloomy's now being taken over. That is a huge play, and Noah Riley and Reason are back up into the sky, and they are soaring. They may be soaring to the top of the leaderboard here after this match. That was a big, just an alpha ramp right out to, and Bloomy's trio, I've been there before. I know what it feels like to be ramped up to. It's a scary sight, especially when you have Noah, Reason, and the deal going up to your door.
Man, I was about to talk about it in a sec when we went back to Bloomy, but I was gonna say they have had height in other games. Their weakness is literally god ramps. There's been multiple games. I think it was Trulex who god read them yesterday. They're on height. They get bow sniped or something. This time, Reason, Noah Riley, and Vidil, I think they understood height wasn't being that active. Bloomy, you know, a little bit new to looking at how to actually play it, and boom, they're up there. It looks good. 4-0 Nate and Taysom, though, once again, lost at sea. This is just so bad. They're the only trio all the way on the backside too. What a horrible situation for them to be in so far. So close to the top of the leaderboard too. Can't go down here. Nate trying to clutch it up. 6 HP. It looks like it's the 9th zone for him right now, but the moving zones haven't even started. Every team is shooting at him. I count at least 15 ARs. Somehow he still finds a little bit of levity in the situation, a little bit of peace. He'll survive for a bit, but he's on borrowed time.
Nate, he's gonna have to turn into a Houdini to survive that max pull, because he's gonna have to go through the entire lobby. We'll keep an eye on the feed, but now all eyes are going back to our first place team of Refsguard, Dreda, and Savage. Zone thankfully pulls their way. Nate gets taken out by Jerky there, so that run is over. The Magician could not get out of that trap. Now, Refsguard, Dreda, and Savage, just focus in here. Let's tell you the gravity of the situation here. Throughout the entire time, they've been getting as many placements here, getting just enough elims just to be able to stay ahead of the push from Queasy, to stay ahead from Hen and Tayson. Now Tayson's gone. Now Hen is gone. They just have to avoid Queasy here. And look at how much damage Noah Riley and the Deal and Reason are. Over 1,000. Now this is where they traditionally are in the early game, but now they're doing it at the end game.
And this is one of the easiest zones to maintain height. So many top buildings, so many old builds to connect to. Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason have a huge chart they can operate off of. No one should be able to really take it down. They could get snuck on from the back in these earlier zones. If they make it to zone 8, I feel like they can't be stopped. Meanwhile, though, on low, Stormy right above Savage. Snazy also moving in. Floki rolling through. 4ZR gone and Hen is gone. That's 3rd and 4th place down. There's a lot of room for people to move up.
Second place.
Jerky can't. Second place is on a lifeline right now. One last teammate left alive. Height is just punishing everyone. Trulex, you have to stay alive for this placement, my friend. Your tournament run might be at stake over here on the 3rd game of the 2nd day. He's looking to see what he does next. Zone actually does pull away. It's all of the Trulex to hold on to spot number 2 right now. He's not gonna be able to get the revive. Meanwhile, Vidil still popping all the way up top on height. Joe Shadow moving down below. Refsguard and Savage is still ahead of zone.
ahead of zone and looking healthy. That's exactly where the position that there would be. Every time they find success at in-game, they're right then and there. And look at it. All the pressure's going down right now from Noah Riley and Vidil and Reason here. Trulix is on the backside. Trulix has to hold on. Trulix is in second place without any kind of HP to med back up to full health here. But now all eyes are on this new form trio. It feels like they're just changed their ways, being patient. Let's go back into the great. The deal and Reason now on high. Savage and Dread and Revsguard working through those buildings like you pointed out here, just giving them a little bit more time, a little bit more placement points, and now we're in the top 10.
And this is where low ground kind of gets tricky. Cars in the way, buildings you can't really break through in time either.
No builds.
Savage, no builds, nothing to really reform in terms of trees. They split up a little bit of mats. Minis also dropped down. It's looking like a 3v3 between Revsguard and Dread Savage. Reason, Noah Riley, Vidil at the very end, but they still have to survive. Thomas HD alive as a solo all the way on the backside. Andalex actually going down from up top. The server's getting squeezed right now. And Dread Revsguard, Savage are waiting, and boom!
This is big.
Big shots coming through. Shadow, Joe, and Stompy kind of stuck on the left corner. Savage, though, is caught out. He was too far, and he goes down. It's up to Andretta and Revsguard to carry that torch to first place all the way. Meanwhile, Zyku taking out Stormer right from the backside. Low ground is a maze, a labyrinth, and you can't just hug the right wall. There's no solution to this. You have to react to everything going on in front of you. Noah Riley is getting close and personal, dropping for height, looking for box-to-box fights. Shakeoffs going down. They still have mass to survive.
The deal, Noah Riley are the dogs, are sending down there to get some big bites on the low ground. They're going up for some air, and they're diving back into the mess that's on this low ground. Opportunity here for another victory royale. Stompy gets bopped. Here we go. This is it right here, Shio. It's a top 4 situation, and I'm just taking a look, and I believe Andretta is still holding on. This is going to be a big game for them, but if Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason could get some eliminations and the victory royale, they're going to be able to get into that top 3.
A slow burning game going to max brightness. Noah Riley, Vidil, and Reason are all still alive. 3 different teams left, 8 players, and they have 3. A majority of the pie so far. They're looking to drop down in just a bit, but there's a big retake coming through. Is that Fury randomly going for height? You can't do this against the best aggro team. They're looking to take him down, but no. Vidil gets clapped. Reason gets also completely brapped, but there it is. Fury gets taken down. Now Noah Riley is dropping to the floor. It looks like, yes, there is one team down below. Andretta still surviving as a duo. 2v2. We got another matchup to watch in just a sec. The zone's actually pulling up towards the hill. Noah Riley in advantage, but he's getting prepped to dive below. Taking a big breath of big shields before he hits that water. He goes straight down. No, not yet. Stink Bows from Andretta. They have the Elam. Siphon comes through. Yes. Reason's up top with a med kit. Revsguard has the last tick of the zone. Reason eating the meat right now too. He's going straight for that drop down. It's not going to be enough for the heals to survive. Reason, Vidil, Noah Riley. Textbook game. That was absolutely crazy to watch.
Was that 10 elims, 17 total for that trio? Was that and the victory royale? Yeah. I thought that was going to be a top 3. They're going to the moon. They're going to the moon.
No, they're going to a different galaxy. They're going to a different. We don't know where they're going, man. Yo, see, Levin Reese, give us an astronomical chart. Where's this trio going, really, man? Show me the desk. Show me the desk.
Bro, we're full warp, dude. We're going to a different galaxy, a different time zone, a different timeline. It is just not even in the same realm any longer. And by the way, boys, Vidil's trio, that's a new elimination record. That's right. We're seeing action like you would not believe. Reese and Levin, I just cannot understand how these games just don't stop. It is just constant action, constant blows going back and forth. I don't know if my little baby heart can take it.
I don't think my big boy heart can take it. Like, this was an incredible game from these guys. Record breaking actually for FNCS finals overall. 17 eliminations, the most amount of points in history so far. This is something that we do not see often. And we've called this yesterday and today, saying that these guys are going to pop off with a 10, 15, 20 elimination game. Insane.
Look, last season, they looked like they were going to take the FNCS championship going into that final game, and things didn't go their way. But now they are back with vengeance. They had the highest point game of yesterday. They have the highest point game of not just today, but ever in an FNCS finals. Like, this is ridiculous stuff. These guys are going to shoot all the way up the standings. They came into this game in 10th. We'll see where they are when we get to it, but a phenomenal game from these guys.
And it's a very different game, right? When you can dethrone that #1 team going into the game, I mean, without Hen, Genesis, and Chapix, I feel like everyone else just had breathing room, right? They were just allowed to operate without this like pressure, Levin.
Yeah, 100% right. Hen, Genesis, and Chapix went down early, and we'll get to show it to you, right? Because the key thing for this team was the fact that coming into today, right, or coming into yesterday, people were scared about this team here, Chris Vortex, who are landing on them. And people said, if these guys can't sort of get rid of them off spawn, there's going to be big problems. But you'll see here, off spawn, moments before disaster. Screenshot this, right? We all know this feeling. You're gliding in, you see your enemy has picked up a weapon, and you're still gliding in. There's no hope for you there, right? And although Chapix eventually is able to pick up a weapon, at that point you could argue it's almost too late, because you can see Chris there is able to go and do significant damage to his teammates. Similar thing here for Janus. Janus here, he lands in this building, he thinks to the chest, oh, I'm fine and dandy. No, you have Vortex here, he has a primal shotgun, and he gets Janus down to 31 HP. What can Janus do at that point? He's so low that it's just going to be incredibly difficult for him. And the big thing is like, this was the question we all had. Off spawn, what happens for this trio, right? Yesterday, they were able to avoid it a lot of the time, but if they're just 50-50, we know what Fortnite is sometimes. Fortnite, sometimes you land, you don't get the weapons you need, and you will just go down like this. If this continues to happen, they're not going to be able to back-to-back.
Yeah, and this is going to be tough. You know, we did see them lose a single game yesterday, so this could be their one today, and if it's only one, that's fine, but they can't keep doing this at all. They can't keep losing the games off spawn like this, and that is, like you said, the issue of a 50-50 play early on. You can see Hen eventually being picked up, and that is the end of it for them. So you can see that they have actually ended up moving down the leaderboard, down until 7th. That's where they are right now. So they're going to have to play a little bit of a catch-up game coming up forward. But some of these teams have been popping off. Resguard and Drea Savage still holding on so strong. I know.
It's so silly. Like, every single game, we see some ridiculous stuff happen, and yet they remain first place every single time. Phenomenal stuff for them. But look, No Riley, Reason, Vidil sitting in 4th place. They were 10th last time. That game, 3 victory royales so far, the most of any other team. Like, this is insane from these guys.
Yeah, it was disappointing that they had so many not so great games yesterday. Like, after their big victory royale, they really had the other 5 games that just weren't really anything. So today they are playing serious catch-up, but already with 3 games left, being 4th, if they keep playing the way that they're playing today, this is going to be an incredible finish.
I just feel like Sancho West, like, his prediction is just kind of echoing my mind. I just remember back before the final started, Sancho was like, guys, you know what? Calling in now, Savage's trio, game 12, they're going to clutch it up for the whole champion. No, apparently Sancho was just like, what he meant to say was they're going to clutch up every game at all the times, at all the points in the competition. My goodness, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Fortnite fam, we hope you're enjoying all of the action. That's 3 games down. We only have 3 games to go. Now I know what you're thinking, Zeke. Let's get back aboard the Battle Bus. You're right. In just a little bit. I know, but listen, you're not gonna miss a single thing. We're gonna start game number 4, aka game number 10 across the whole competition during the break. So you're not gonna miss a single thing. When that timer hits 0, Shawwager, Sancho West, they'll be there. They'll pick it up and we'll keep the ball rolling. So go quickly, find water, come back, and we'll keep this going here from the FNCS in Europe. See you guys in just a second.
Welcome back to the European FNCS Finals. It's day number 2. We're on game number 10 of 12, and our previous FNCS champions on your screen right now, Hen, Janice, Chapix, finally allowed to play this game. They've been contesting off spawn 24/7, all 10 games. They've lost 2 so far. The last one we just watched, but this time, if you're watching during the break, that fight ended in what, 3 seconds, Sancho?
And more importantly, they've been chilling in their lobbies respectively for about 25 minutes or so. So we all know that game of time to kind of chill out for a little bit, reset. We've been saying countless times, when they get out of Craig Cliffs, they have the potential to win it all with a victory royale and double-digit eliminations. So now we're getting into it. We have 3 games left here of the FNCS EU before we crown either a defending champion or we crown a 3-time champion in Tayson, Nate, and Tayson's going to be that one right there. But the whole thing about this right now is, what kind of games going forward do these trios need? And Jonah Resguard and Savage, they don't need anything special. They just got to hold on, keep getting to end game, trust the process. That's all they have to do. Now, for people like Badil, Noah Riley, and Reason, who have been on a terror, making their way up, they just have to now slow it down just a little bit more. I don't know. I can't get a pulse on that team. It's like a team I've never seen before, you know?
They have 3 VRs, and today we're watching them, and I feel like we're kind of getting tricked. Their entire game plan has been good, but they've gone down at 27th place. They've gone down at 16th place as well. They're a very flip-floppy team. Every time they win, Sancho, their next game, they don't get that many points. So we just saw them win another game, right? Game number 9 rolling in. And now for game 10, if the pattern continues, they're going to be looking at a game with no points again. They have to break this curse if they want to make it all the way up top on the scene. Chulak, Squeezy, and Jerky 2 have been attempting to be curse breakers today. On day number 1, in the first 6 games, they had so many good positions on height. They ended up getting taken over. It was tough. It was rough for them overall. Today now, they're in 2nd place. They're right behind this trio on your screen, Savage, Andretta, and Refsguard. They've had a great day of games so far, but they've also been a little bit flip-floppy. They have a win, 17th place. It's looking kind of weird. Everyone right now, this game matters so much. They have to be very consistent.
What's on the line is life-changing money. Hundreds and thousands of dollars for every single trio that we saw here are playing with that on their top of their minds. Every moment matters for them. Every build, every call out, every engagement is going to matter for them in these next 3 games. I can't imagine feeling the pressure. The only thing I've had that's close was playing in a local video game store. That's it. And my prize was a $20 gift card. So hey, that was the top of my prime, and I can't imagine playing for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That 1.3 million total dollar prize pool when it comes to Europe. $300,000 for the trio who's rolling in first place. Squeezy, Trulex, and Jerky could be that trio, but once again, they cannot afford to make any mistakes from here on out. Those last 3 games, they kind of shape exactly how your entire tournament run looks. If you're behind, you have a big chance to get ahead. If you're ahead, you have to play defense. And these guys are caught in between, Sancho. They're ahead of the rest of the lobby, but behind Titans, they can't seem to shake down completely in these games. These rotations have to be perfect, and the end game has to be crisp.
And they absolutely earned their spot. They're going against the Andalexes of the world. They're going up against an up-and-comer in Jules right now, getting tagged on their rotation. So they're clawing their way, trying to hold on and avoid anybody that's trying to pull them down and slip them. Now we're talking about movement. The deal, Noah Riley and Reason, 6 places they moved up. They've had 2 back-to-back games that have moved them up their leaderboard, and look at their strategy. They've just totally changed. And, you know, this kind of reminds me of, you know, at Rose where we're watching like Unknown, and where all the question was, what would Unknown look like in in-game? If Unknown down there in the NA, what will he do if he just slow down, be patient, that chaotic energy, that be able to box fight anybody? He was doing some things in the past that were just phenomenal. The same thing like as well, like FaZe Sway, right? What would Sway look like if you kind of got to in-game? Well, we're seeing right here a game that they just flip-flop everything, the script. They were getting like these 10 elim games, right? In the early game. Now they're getting those 10 elim games at in-game, and they're getting those bonus placement points. That's why they're moving up the board so fast and ferociously.
For Vadil, Noah Riley, only really is wins that are games. They're not winning. They're having very, very, I would just say, middling performances throughout. It's like 11th or 17th rolling in throughout the day. It's not looking too good when you look at their team if they don't win games.
And to talk about it and put it in EU respect, like it's like, what will Wolfies look like in game? What would CRR look like in game? You know, what are those aggressive known players? What will they look like in game? And we're getting a taste of it. And we're just seeing that if you go do your homework, VOD review, they kind of tweeted out, we figured out a plan, and they're executing that plan so beautifully right here.
We're joining in slightly late also onto this game number 10, the fourth one of the day. So a lot of people have already moved off of their spots. They're rotating and the zone's coming in fast. I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, Forza aren't in Lazy Lake and we just started casting? No, this is all the way in a mid-game rotation, and their tags are looking a little bit low, but this is where they actually end up doing the damage. This is going to be a very good spot, but it's going to be shared alongside Fusion and Nexus down below. They love knocking on your walls, and then up top you have Scram, Putrick. We're desperate right now, looking for more points, looking for a way to get back into the competition.
We're talking about what does a trio need to come back. Thomas HC, Flick, and Anos have to have that pop-off game. They've been denied 2 times in this FNCS tournament. 2 times their signature pop-off game, holding on height, losing it at the very last moment. We saw the misplay by Thomas HC with the med kit here. Now, Reason, Noah Riley, the deal in trouble right now. Things are coming to this trio that they're facing is no slouch. They've been taking out big names throughout the past 2 days. And if they add Noah Riley, Reason, and Badil, which they have done in day 1, that's going to be the big blockade, slowing them down from making their movement. This is the 4th place team right now battling. I'm taking a look at the board. They're facing the 9th place team.
This is just so scary from all angles. Multiple Knights on the low ground. They're so tough. No chance on any walls to kind of escape. There's a trio on all sides. Siptos on one, Anos firing away from the backside all the way up top on a hill 2. Nems Bubak on ways, as you mentioned, Sancho, not stopping the pressure. No Riley, Reason, and Vidil, they might just drop down to patterns. They won the last game. They might be going out early in this one.
This happened in game 2. Last time they got pinched, they were attacking Hen, and then all of a sudden, Floki's trio pinched them and wounded them, and they went down to a duo. So if they could solve what they did, the mistakes that they did last time, they could be able to keep pushing up their leaderboard. They did that by switching up a layer to staying away from that crazy low ground that's happening right there. But it's still, we have to keep an eye on them. That's what happened yesterday. All of a sudden, they just getting knocked down to a duo on that transition between early to mid game.
And now we see Anos, Flick, Thomas, Hen, Janice, and Chapix on the same hill. Noah Riley, Vidil right beside them as well. The top 3 from your last FNCS making a similar type rotation. It looks very similar to game 6 of last season as well. So slightly, you know, the zone that's kind of central going towards the south. It could pull up the Steamy, who knows? But Anos, Flick, Thomas, we were talking about them a little bit before as well, Sancho, when we were looking at, you know, how are things looking for them overall in these 12 games. Last season, after 9 games, they were looking a little bit worrisome as well. 4th place overall. They needed to come up and they got 2nd. They're now in 6th. They're looking for that climb up as well. We'll see if it's possible. Meanwhile, the big pressure from Bubak is too much to handle for Noah Riley, Reason, and Vidil. They go down once again, and it feels like the pattern will be true for this team. It's always a win followed by an early knockout. Noah Riley is still once again hanging on the ropes. You can try to see if he survives and plays for a little bit of placement, but they're kind of deep in this game. Reboots are very difficult to kind of take away when you're so close to so many trios. It should be wrap-ups for that squad.
If there's a solo that you want in that trio, is Reason. Reason finished 7th place in Chapter 2, Season 3. So that is going to be interesting to see what Noah Riley can do as a solo. But Anos, Flick, and Thomas HD, who have a great day 2, have yet to have that. They're doing okay, but not by their standards. And now you're seeing in the feed Blasters, who just finally survived, save it down there in Weeping Woods, not make it into the middle game right there. But Ryan, Lanouf now have to deal with 2 of the Titans of the region ramping right over them, and they're not moving. They don't want any piece of this pie, but oh no! Chapix and Flick are colliding right here, and Chapix gets knocked. That's Hen. They're trying to move up the board, but Thomas AC is trying to catch them from their ankles so they can't climb any higher.
6th versus 7th. They're really, literally clawing at their ankles right now. Anos, Flick, Thomas HD, making sure there's no chance that they get any higher. They're going to keep moving forward, and this is going to be such a tricky rotation, Sancho. We've been looking at wide shots of this entire zone. There's so many trios that heat angles and locations. There's nowhere to really stop. Flick and Anos, Thomas HD have to keep going. They can't slow down.
And the ramification goes beyond just eliminations. Now that Janus is by himself, the solo champion here has to hold on as much as possible. I was going to say Chapix is that in-game leader. He kind of puts Ken close to him, but now Janus is feeling the lobby pressure, and it's just too much. Nas, Thomas HD, take him out.
They got the Elim. My question is, if they stolen the energy too, there's always one type of pop-off game that comes through with Flickanos Thomas HD, and it usually happens when a top team goes down as well. This could be that game. We're on their kind of home territory on the right side of the map. From trios, shoulder to shoulder, side by side. Savage, Refsguard, and Dredda are kind of gatekeepers here too. That's Thinkbo. Sancho, you were talking about it. It's going through. You're right.
Time we've seen an East Coast zone in this FNCS EU tournament.
That's very, very tough. Last time we were watching yesterday when Game 4 rolled in, it was Lazy Lake we were looking at. This time it's going to be Dirty Docks kind of, or at least the mountain where the grotto used to be. Savage and Dredda Refsguard trying to take away the life raft that was basically thrown to Anas, Thomas HD, and Flick, trying to get them out of the top 10. They're saying, no, I'm going to deflate it. There's no way we're letting you sit in this base rent-free. Gonna have to pay a little bit of tolls with your HP pools, and yeah, those things really bled through these builds. You can see Anas's HP, it's still slightly low. Thomas was on at 40, at the pop of medkit to get all the way back up. They have to make this rotation now too. All that healing lost them a lot of time, and now every single trio is looking at them, but because they move first and now these guys are moving late, they have a lot of different builds to kind of block the sight lines. They can just reuse them over, save on their mats as well. This is a pretty good angle as long as they don't get shot.
And along their way of this rotation here, very treacherous. You see Savage right there in the distance. You've been seeing Savage just rain down those Thinkbos, getting those valuable Storm Surge tags that way. Triple, Elocrast right in the distance here. Shakos and Gray close to height, but I'm just guessing EMXR is at height actually with Podosite. Very, very cool to see them again. Whoa. Welcome to the tournament. Now you see Jerky Trulix as well at height as well.
And if you look over at height for just a second too, that split is absolutely insane. You have, I think, MXR on one of the mountain peaks.
Yes. And
then Podosite and One Last on the very other one too, so they have so much control. Endless popping off against Nate in the feed. That's a top 3 team getting affected by some people who are way, way down on the leaderboard as well. Now, Trulex undersurged. Their entire team found some big tags. They're also looking okay for now, but in a desperate situation.
We're seeing what happens here when the FNCS on the line. Former teammates could go back and forth here. Of course, Andelix and Nate being the duo's champion. Now they're kind of go into this battle here. Now we're getting closer and closer to the end game. It's all determined where Zone 5 pulls. And hey, all you people that invested in this mountain real estate, you're going to have to sell it. You're going to have to move up north.
Absolutely. And every time there is a mountain inside these end games, it's always the top trios that end up suffering, who are pushing for that real estate, who get kind of trumped down and then don't actually have their builds worth anything when the zone moves back and forth. So I'm really looking at the top 7, the top 8, and how they handle this zone. Historically in EU, every time high ground's a thing or there's a big mountain in the way, all those big trios suffer. You saw it happen in Game 6 yesterday. You saw it happen in Game 1 as well. It's so unexpected on what you have to do to survive these big zones, the big height. It's going to be tricky. We're alongside Kiriachi, Stormy, and Toos to see how they rotate.
Everything's going to be low. Builds are going to be low. If you hold on to height, you're going to run out of builds. If you're on low ground, you're going to run out of builds. If the zone keeps pushing further and further away and there's no bounce back, expect this game to end up and wrap up early, as you already see Queasy's trio already making a stamp on height. No surprise here, but let's go back into the ground. Look at the gravity of the situation that Flick and Thomas HD and Anas are facing. Now Thomas HD and Flick have to go as a duo, Shio. This is not going to be easy because it is Savage and Dredda there at their front doorstep.
And Dredda actually gets hit by Flick's harpoon, so big shots, and wow, pulled before the wall comes down. Siberia knocked down by Flick. That's a huge elimination for the points. Big for the mats too. This trio has been bleeding on low ground ever since Savage saw them. They haven't stopped the stinks. They haven't stopped the pressure. Sancho mentioned it. Their builds so low. Their teammate down, Anas, one of the clutch gods, not going to be there to see the end of the game. Man. And their builds are on fire. Luckily, it's metal. It's not bleeding to the floor just yet. It is. and they have to go all the way into a corner. They can't really build another box. Look at Flick's mats. There's just 140 to work with between both teammates. Oh my goodness.
This is not fine. This is not fine. Now the zone does pull their way, but they're gonna have a tsunami of trios pushing right over them, and the one that's riding, surfing the top of that wave crest is Queasy's trio. They've already committed to this height here, but they have to go back and chop out who's holding it, and that was Podesai's trio who late rotated through.
They're setting it up. They could possibly actually remove all of Height here. It might be just one more floor that's connecting, but no. A quick drop down, smart from MXR. This man must have the best headset in the world to hear that from that distance. He reconnects. Meanwhile, you're talking about surfing. We're not going to be surfing waves. We're surfing on the side of a mountain right now, Sancho. This is going to be a very tricky zone for all these low ground teams to play. I'm worried for Savage. We're already stressed about Flick, and they also have no mats. So up on Height, Queasy is still trying for it. Here comes the big retake, blocked by a floor. He has to waterfall down. MXR was hit, though, by Trulex, and oh my god, he's completely down. Marine picks up Floki on low, but it looks like Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky have Height again. The retakers on EU. They might be the best in the world in doing it, but their mission's not done yet. Kiriachi wants a piece of the pie, and he's going to the sky.
Denied by Trulex, though. They have Height. Time and time again, the theme for this trio is holding on Height. They already have a victory royale, and they're right now in second place. But we all have to keep an eye on the low ground. Revsguard and Dread and Savage are still doing well, and when they're on their feet, they're not only going to get placement points, but the potential to rack up elims here. But the story is going to go back up to the Height here as we focus on in. They've only had 3 eliminations, and they could hurry up. If they could get into the front, they could stop everybody that's trying to get to the front side of the storm and just get more and more eliminations. But look at how much this is so claustrophobic right now for Savage and Dread and Revsguard. Revsguard on the sliver of HP, and now Savage without shield is going to retreat back into the shadows and just hope that the storm just gives them a moment just to breathe a little bit longer. It is the first place on the line, and there is that big sigh of relief as Savage gets a huge siphon from Marine.
He has the HP, but didn't grab the match. Revsguard goes down. Right now, we're in the underworld of this end game. Another big shot from Savage. He takes down Void and Dread on the backside, but he's inside zone, getting tickled in the back, but it doesn't feel good right now. Savage down, and then a clap. That entire trio's taken out. The bottom side of the zone has been invaded by the high and mid ground teams. Queasy and Trulex, we didn't forget about you. Let's wrap up this game.
In a blink of an eye, they had low eliminations, but now look, they have 8 eliminations, and they're gonna get another one. 148 Elo Crash. You got greeted by the big shots right here, walking out of Storm, and now Queasy's just gonna get enough of the little builds. It's a top 3 situation.
The 25 HP rock shot. Queasy, what a big strategy right there to get that elimination. After that, more elims and siphons come through. 2-man situation on Height right now, but they're at the advantage. It's a 2v1. Snazy is back and looking to try to clutch this from low. He has lots of builds to work with, but the pinch is too strong from the Height God team. Retakes, pressure, and strategy you can't expect. Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky are amazing at this game.
13 eliminations and the victory royale. The adjustments are ringing true, and we're seeing what Height is doing in this meta. Last season, it was the low ground teams is getting these high number eliminations and the victory royale, but we're seeing that the air is a little bit cleaner on Height. They're able to have that endurance. They're able to outlast the low ground, and that was a phenomenal performance from Queasy's trio, Shio.
Yeah, and that was just such a strange game for all the low teams. It was so tough to play. Zeke, Levin, and Reese need to break that one down. There's definitely things to talk about in that game.
Guys, I said it a couple games ago. These guys are the high ground kings, okay? I don't understand. They're not even in high ground, okay? It's like, all right, this is it, the tail of the competition. They're like, oh yeah, look, there's a trio above us, no problem, yeah. The moment they start to move, that's it. Queasy, he's up there. Kiriachi was like, oh yeah, I'd like high ground. That seems like a good idea. No, Queasy was like, no, here's one floor. Stop, don't move. And they were like, all right, sounds good, man. You got it, whatever. I don't understand, Reese. I don't get it. I don't know how.
It was the chop play that really did it for them. Obviously, they saw they weren't on yet that 5th zone. They chopped it out. They managed to just get it from there. And like you said, you know, we did see Kiriachi's team going for that. But you noticed that I'm pretty sure Trulex had peppers at that time because he flew ahead. If not, he was just ahead of the game, flew up, took high from there. But one of the big notes to know about that game is we've been talking about this team repeatedly having low eliminations over and over. Every single time on the first day, these guys had 3-4 elims, pretty much none come to moving. I think there was an 11 or 12 elimination game there, which is significantly higher than normal. They were 25 points behind first coming into this, so that could be a huge clutch. They may have actually overtaken first place there.
Yeah, that is a genuine possibility as we sort of get into the final stages of the tournament. It's crazy to think that's possible, especially with how long it feels like Savage's trio has been above. But looking at these guys, man, all season long, when we've seen them get an opportunity to shine in, you know, these sort of final formats, there's literally been nothing that they've like done that suggested they wouldn't be able to perform like this. Like before that sort of run they started to have, it was always Queasy's the most unlucky player, always having hardware issues, never able to play out a tournament fully due to some issues. And now that they don't have these issues, they are solidifying themselves as one of the best teams in the EU. Their style is so recognizable, and it has just been so fun to watch.
And you know what? To win the FNCS potentially, maybe all it took was Queasy to buy a new PC.
Ooh, that's all it took. That's all it took.
There we go. That's all it took. That's all it took. The second VR on the day, but third of the competition. Absolutely insane. Now, boys, we only have 2 games left to go, so I want to kind of turn our attention to teams 4, 5, and 6 coming into this last game that we watched. I mean, we kind of have to set the stage here, Levin. What do they need to do to look and strike that #1 spot?
I think the big thing for all of these teams is that they have been incredibly consistent to remain at this point, right? All of these teams seem to have been in this position for quite a while. You know, you look at Stormy Wreck Reaction 2, it's weird, I don't have much critique of them. I think they just really need to have that game where they do just get a victory royale, right? They are still lacking that victory royale to sort of solidify themselves, and so maybe that's what they need to push themselves into contention.
Yeah, and you know, you said no critiques, and I totally agree with you on their team. They're really, really consistent, but just not managing to have those big games that they need. But again, like Anas and Thomas, kind of in a similar boat, but they've had maybe one good big pop-off game, which obviously we saw was the game where they didn't quite manage to pick up the victory royale, game 1 today. So, you know, they were down kind of in that 5th to 6th range, and, you know, for these guys, they obviously want first, but I think top 3 is really where they're looking at right now.
Yeah, and Reason O'Reilly Vidil went down in 21st that game. Right, so they need to get back to what they were doing just before, where they're getting these massive victory out games, because they have dropped down to 5th. But look at who's taking over first place. Just 5 points in it, guys. 5 points in it. Queasy, Trilla, and then 3 victory royales, joining Norani, Reason, and Vidil in that free group. Like, this is some crazy stuff.
This is actually really insane, because I think this is the first time today that we've seen Rescard and Savage lose the first place slot. So this is the first time they've gone down, but again, only 5 points between it. And then if you look at this, you see Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky all the way with 3 victory royales. Every time we look at a match with Zone, we talk about them, they're relevant. It's hard to say that they do not belong at the top of the leaderboard based off their performances these last 2 days.
100%. Now let's take a look at 11 to 20, because some of these teams will still need to have big games if they want to push themselves into that top 10. Look, if first place becomes out of grabs, you still want top 3, right? You want an ultra-pro spot for the next finals. Some of these teams may be...
I'm just happy that me and you have the hero skin and we can be twins. Are we still twins and on superhero skins?
And Floki coming in the Simpsons to me, right?
I hear it.
Team today, if you were just getting the standings from today, they've like a top 3 team today. Because of their failings from yesterday, it is still an...
What the hell? I hear that.
Yeah, yesterday is a day that they probably won't want to talk about too much, to be honest. But, you know, we have to when you look into the cumulative scores, and, you know, them in 14th right now, definitely, that's still a huge achievement. But these guys were looking for a
Where did I see you?
Same with some of these other teams.
Where is it?
You know, if we're going to talk about a team that has
potential
to pop off, thinking
no, you're going to
they managed to drop 17 eliminations and 2 other games in double digits. You've got to think
I'm behind you.
Hellfire, if they get going, if they get situated on a low,
let's get a car real quick.
Savage is not already there. These guys must be able to pull off a huge amount of them.
Yesterday it was hella fun because we were messing around with people.
Earnings over and over again, so definitely worth.
I was kind of going to date because I thought that's
much cooler than 20.
Yeah, 100%. You always want to, and the extra dosh does help a bit, doesn't it? So.
I got the weirdest dream ever. Let me tell you my weirdest dream ever. Okay. So, I was on a triple win, and the girl came up to me, trying to cuddle me for some reason.
Thank you so much, Zeke, Levin, and Reese.
Yeah.
Two teams
I
at
backed
the top
up
with 2
away
more
from
games
her
left to
for,
play.
like,
Sancho
3
could not be
times.
more perfect. This game matters the most for everyone on the board, though.
It's
It just keep on coming to me like
it's gonna
every
come down to the
minute.
final moments. 2 more games here for the FNCS EU region. Thousands, hundreds
And
of thousands of dollars. Over $1
we've been there
million
for
prize pool
few
is at stake.
hours or minutes.
And now,
And I just
Trulix,
realized
Peasy,
it was a
Jerky.
whole boy.
The only thing that concerns me is this split that they have. We saw in the qualifier
Renegade
stage
Raider?
numerous times somebody random just hiding and waiting out where they go to that character down there in Flush Factory. And look, bad sniper Marvin trying to be the kind of spoilers here for a moment, looking to all that they can to kind of return their fate and maybe net themselves a little bit more scratch.
Trulix is hyper aware. They've been interrupted so many times in unique ways. They're done playing it, you know, risky whatsoever. They always leave one person behind. This time it'll be Trulix.
Yeah, this is
Make sure no one's flying in. He always ends up landing early because this kind of generator building is on the upside, a higher point of landing. So
Now
everyone
I
else on
wanna
their
play
team, Queasy and Jerky, they end up going a lot
duos.
lower. They're still gliding. Meanwhile, Trulix can be active and defend the team. Save. Weeping Woods fight is just
I'm gonna
going
be right
over and
back.
over and over again. Past that, Noah Riley, Vidal, Reason. I mean, this has to be
Hey,
the
look
game
at
to
that
watch for them.
person,
Every
though. I
time
thought
they
they
have a
ran
good
him
game,
over.
it's followed by a
Like,
bad one. Every time they have
oh,
a
right
bad
there.
game, it's followed by a first place. At least today. So patterns are correct. They could win this game and have a big showing.
I'm
Meanwhile,
stuck down
at
here,
Craggy
hurting.
Cliffs,
Never mind.
11th game, Sancho. The fights don't stop.
This is going to be monumental for Chapix and Hidden Janice. They have to walk away from Craggy Cliffs for them to have a chance to catch
let's
up.
watch it now.
Right now, they slipped down 1 spot. Now they're in 8th place. This is what happens here when you're being contested. Hi, Chris. Vortex.
Oh,
Knight,
this is boring.
the
I'm out.
thorn on our champion side here. This is one of those teams that just haven't been able to,
Ow!
you know, discourage them from dropping. It was that one loss that they had in the previous
I'm
game.
underwater. I'm
The
stuck.
winner of the last
You're hurting. Something's wrong with my screen. I backed up away from the TV, and this shows a TV on my bottom left corner. How do I get rid of that? Ah! Ah, I'm not doing that. Oh!
About 90 points away.
That's literally a wall made out of banana.
Ow!
They're about 30 points away. So once again, a game of a difference. They're gonna miss the game. Hasn't happened today yet. It did happen yesterday. I believe they had a little
I'm
bit
a
closer zone.
banana.
This time we're going towards what looks like Holly or Snoopy. It's gonna be rough for them on rotate. They have to do this fast.
Hey, get off!
Put aside MXR.
You know what? Go there. You're out.
Oh, my apologies. Bubak actually.
Get out now! Oh, dang. Stop, man! Stop!
They might hunt him down, but he's already leaving the island. And look at Icris in the water. The yellow arrows on the map. Rex living right now, but they're
Get him.
chasing down. our
Get off
previous
and get
FNCS
No! Spam X, spam X! Spam, spam. Get away!
That Shantytown split. And now we have eyes on the second place. Holding on to first place.
You got default, let's be defaults and see people are gonna bully.
Like the deal, and
Because I love doing that, you already
just as
know.
consistent, but you're just seeing the two classes of meta, Shiloh, right? The high ground and the low ground. And right now, the high ground is winning it
I'm
up.
trying to
They have
sweaty.
the advantage, but only by 5 points. So look at the gold number. Right now, that is just in this session. 118. On the other side, Quizzy is at 136.
Oh, Hardy hitters.
So, if the refs guard trio-
Oh, I love the rap. No, put your rap on. Okay, just change yours.
At the same time, here is the catch up. We're fighting this.
I just love your rap for some reason. Because it's Galaxy. They're gonna think it's mine. Where are people at? Need to find people. See 2 people over there. 2 people over here. No, they cannot see our rap. Get off, get off, get off, get off. Erden, get off. I think they just saw our rap.
They're not even doing anything.
Okay, I'm just gonna go over here by the 2 people. Imagine like a group of 10 people.
What? Are these guys possessed?
One of them was moving already.
I think one of these are possessed.
Ah, he moved! Ow!
What he did?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a girl quick. Do not let him move.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if he wants to take me. Cause I love doing this for some reason. Bio, shut your ass up. Wait, I'm playing the Dino Girl because we're like the same style. Did he move?
No.
Look at Erden.
Yeah.
Girl, you
He
fly
said,
and ghetto with them brand new high heel stilettos. Smell like you rose petals. Heard you a rock star. Metal. Well, I'm a pop star. Let's get together.
Rockstar.
Change the weather. See a hot one. And you fly, girl. Shake your feathers. Girl, you fly and ghetto with them brand new high heel stilettos.
Oh shit.
Girl, you fly and ghetto. Girl, you fly and ghetto with them brand new high heel stilettos.
Yeah. I accepted his friend request, but I'm just gonna act like I'm not even saying anything. I did this to a different person the other day, remember? Yesterday. Rockstar, Rockstar. Isn't this Beast Boy's emote?
What?
Yeah. Isn't this Beast Boy's emote?
They're a veteran team. You don't want to see them. You know they're going to be a tough out.
I can't do it.
So no doubt, seeing an Andelix trio sitting in front of you, that's not good news for Anos, because that trio is going to continue on the rotation. So you see Reason actually knocking Pizza in the feet.
He's going down. Raisin feels like these guys are already hot off their step, looking to have another great game. Zykosun and Jules, I would say one of the most surprising performances of this FNCS. Rolling in, they look so good on height. They look so good in their heat as well. They just lack that experience of control. But so far today, 7th place. They're right behind Flickanos Thomas and ahead of Janice Chapix and Hen. They're next to legendary names rolling in on one of their first FNCSs, you know, looking really good too. They're just having a very stellar performance. Excited to see how they look in future seasons. The games aren't even done today. If they figure out how to make up for their lack of experience, take more risks, they can get even higher on the boards today.
They didn't even make it into round 4 of any of the qualifiers, so they are progressing right. And you're right, if the career trajectory.
Why you guys? Oh yeah. My mom's gone.
Really come through. Savage, although, has kind of invested a lot into this game. Must be medkits or something that are already down, maybe big pots. Still has that stink bow, is going to be moving over. Wait for the turtle, wait for it, wait for it. Boom, 14. Yep.
Yes.
They're looking real good. 2 feet above, and still have chances to do more damage. Who's right next to them? Yeah, it is Fast Roki. They don't like letting a trio getting away for free. Fast Roki, a lot of the times, if they're down on Surge, they like having these box fights, but I don't feel like in the last 2 games they're going to be playing that super risky.
Just showing you there, they take a lot of like moments here to fight this engagement. You have Reiki's trio out there, you have the Deals trio just a little bit further. So this wedge is already being filled with big names of the EU region, and 7 points is all they need right now. So when that number gets to 222, they catch up to Queasy. Placement points haven't been doled out. 5 points we're going to be doled out in about 4 places, and the lobby focus is coming in. This is 2nd place here on the ropes. They might get KO'd, and that's Noah Riley applying pressure on the other side. That's Asterios applying pressure on the other side. Here comes the Stink. The gas may be a little too dense for them, and Dreda now down without any shield on the sliver of life. Savage is on the same way, is able to get back to 100 HP, but Roughscar goes down. Too much pressure from all angles, as my boy Shio will say. Left, right, up, down, doesn't matter where they look, they were just getting too much, and now it all falls on Indreda's shoulders. This will be by far one of the lowest finishes they had throughout the entire tournament, and this is 2nd place once again. 6 HP and a dream, and that dream is being turned into a scary nightmare. Can they get it? Ooh, hold on just for a brief moment. That's what FNCS comes all about, the brief moments. Able to res your teammate Revsguard and Dreda. The classic duo now have to hold on tight. It's not a Savage clutch that they need, and now it's a duo clutch of Dreda and Revsguard.
They'll try it. Red Rush mapping experience, still looking from the outside in, and Dreda, their 2nd place chip, caught in a Bermuda Triangle with pressure and stinks all around. Might be a shipwreck here in just a second. It's going to be so tough to get out of here, and they're not sure what's outside these walls. You hear the footsteps too. Shield for Revsguard. He went down to Stink, so it still stays up for him. They get to save a lot on resources in terms of meds they have. See, I feel like Revsguard through these walls. No, they're metal walls. Gonna be tough. Here comes all the pressure. They have to move. Headed out right, but there's Trios waiting outside too. 65 damage above, and they're still getting tagged. This is rough for Andretta and Revsguard for the moment. They're caught right back on Storm Line 2. 3rd zone moving in 45 seconds. This survival story has a timer. They not only have to escape this pressure, but then move in a time limit too. So this is going to be really strugglesome. 10 bills on Andretta too. This is just too rough.
My oh my, the shoes on the other foot. We saw this engagement down in Lazy Lake, and we saw Indretta, Revsguard, and Savage get a big key refresher off of Mappy's trio, and Mappy is just disengaging right now, leaving this trio on the island all by themselves with no life raft to be able to survive, and Storm Surge is raining down terror. 55 below, not enough minis to hold on, but Red Rush, he sees that, he's trying to capitalize, but some tags on Red Rush here. Revsguard and Dreda here, it's all but a matter of time for them to be eliminated here in one of the 2 of the second games, and the Raptor says hello, but Asterios is the ultimate king. He takes them down, and now Red Rush, Asterios, and Mappy get revenge, and what an almost bad timing for Andretta, Revsguard, and Savage to go down, because Queasy, Trulix, and Jerky are still on their feet, looking good, feeling good, breathing in that fresh air.
Revsguard chair of first place right now, watching in the feed, second go down. Refsguard and Dreda Savage are going to be one of the only top trios in the game right now not to be playing out this specific end game. This is a chance for a lot of people to catch up, but at the same time, a chance at the second last game of the EU finals for Queasy, Trulex, and Jerky to really solidify that first place spot.
The only trio I think they have
Which
to
one?
be very have to keep wary of is the Deal trio. Throughout the entire day, they've been playing height. They've already defended them once. They already got a huge bow shot. So we have to keep an eye on what kind of position does
That's
the Deal
sus.
trios have. But let's keep an eye on here on our third base team, Tayson.
Oh,
It's looking to take over second, but it's a 50-point gap they have to make up. Looking in for a big fight too. It's a Tomzy. Bloomy already a little bit affected. I think Percival's down.
you're hurting. Come
They're
here.
gonna be trading lives.
We did it at the
Damage.
same
They pick up another.
time.
Find Percival.
We
Looks
did
like
at the
they
same
found one
time.
more as well through the entire engagement. Haven't taken out the
On
first
like
but
the big
they'll take
heads.
those points. Let's
He's
talk
on the
about
DK
patterns
and I'm
and
on the
weaknesses
Red
from
Knight.
two trios we were just talking
Yeah,
about.
no.
Sancho, Queasy,
Rockstar.
and the Deal. For the Deal,
Yeah.
once again, they're having
Rockstar.
bad games.
What
and
the
they're
heck are you
going
even
out
playing?
back to back to back. Their last game was just bad. They're slated to get a VR right now, especially we've been seeing them picking up eliminations all throughout the map. Now for Queasy,
Yeah.
Trulex, and Jerky, their biggest weakness is having height like they have right now and not being aware of the
Rockstar.
lobby getting overtaken. This is a scary situation. The only games they've really choked and lost is when they actually have high ground. Their consistent games is where they play mid, they look fine. This is such a good spot for them. They look like kings right now. But that throne is definitely up for grabs. They have to be very vigilant. Think about Thomas HD Flick and Anas as well. Now, this is not a pattern we've seen.
I've seen that. That's
But these last two games usually is where they operate. They love the pressure. They like being in sixth place all the way behind. Now, it's a big gap. They're about 80 points away or 60 points away.
Hey,
from
yo!
first
Look
place
at
for,
my sucky
Queasy,
balls.
Trulex, and Jerky. But if they can catch up now, it has to be the time. They'll have to take them off of height as well.
Let me introduce
Oh,
other foes
God.
of this way. You have Shadow's trio who are
Did you
known to be aggressive
right?
at height. You also have a trio in Hen right behind them who in game 4 yesterday were able to flank them and sneak up here. So it all depends where the zone 5, half and a half out.
Go.
In about 0 seconds, here we go. In about a minute, we're gonna see Zone 5 revealed, and let's see if Queasy or Nor Riley or Shadow gets that first movie.
We'll talk about the zones in the map too. As these guys drop down pressure, we'll see come through. The more important thing is we haven't seen a Slurpee end game.
Do you
zone just yet in
literally
these FNCS
see me?
finals. We've seen Caddy multiple times, Lazy Lake multiple times. The
Oh, water.
has been big, and the deal Noah Riley like to operate there. Everyone has experience.
Yo, you
on
see
all
me
sides of
flying
the
with
map.
another
Over here,
person?
though, the bottom left side of the map, we have not seen any of these teams have their take so far inside this lobby. A brand new, fresh game. Noah Riley.
I'm gonna say, ow!
Thomas HD got some in the feed. Splendor is still alive this game. All the heroes we used to seeing go down are up and ready. This is a completely fresh experience.
What a solid position right here. Look how much lobby is just coming their way from Nor Riley to Deal. They haven't been able to get there. There is finally a good knock on some members right there, but those are the valuable elimination points they could just close the gap because they have a lot of work to do considering that he's still up. Here we go. Zone 5 is about to be revealed. This is going to be huge for the second to last game here of the EVP Finals. Let's see where it goes.
Checking out all sides of the map. Looks like people are starting to rotate in and towards the spot right. Of course, the swamp. Noah Riley basically have the gatekeep position, at least from their trio. I see one on absolute height. It might be Trulex mode. It's Stereos. All the way on high ground. Mappy and Red Rush. Somehow they found a way to get all the way up top. This trio coming in throughout the day. Kind of, you know, going backwards in fourth place right now. They have a chance to catch up. They have to fight.
Ew! What's that? Oh! Ah! Yeah, yo! I wanted to go into higher one. Easy! Wait, what? I'm just swimming. I'm going to higher. Just going up on. I'm going up. I'm going up.
Wait, you can have mine. It's full.
Man!
No more things. I'm going over here out in the ocean. Ooh, it was outside the map. Well, it was outside the map, I think.
I'm gliding.
Outside the map. Barrier! Wait, what? I'm in storm. It says I'm in storm.
Where did we come from now? I'm just confused.
Oh, he left.
I'm going to him.
I think he left. Oh no. We are literally straight up dolphins.
You're straight up dolphin.
Imagine he loves fishing. Oh yeah, that glitch. Wait, let me hop on.
We're gonna race. I'm not even controlling it. I'm not controlling it. What? Are you controlling it?
Yeah.
I'm not controlling it.
Yeah.
I'm not controlling it. I'm controlling it. Ah, stop. Stop.
That's not me.
Look at it's the ghost.
Not letting me out. Like what?
Yeah. We're not on boats. We're leaving you here then. Goodbye. Jordan, how about you get out of yours and come to me? Jordan, get out. I'm not getting near that spot. I was getting close. Yo, did he left? Where is he?
Oh, he's over there. When? No. We're over here. He's at the main stage. Stop. Where are the rings?
And even in Queasy and Trilix's case, you know, they don't that height, they just wasn't gonna happen, right? They just weren't gonna get height there.
What, baby? I can help baby to me. Yeah, she needs to go pee. Go, go. Let her out. It's locked. You have to unlock it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna invite him, but I'm just gonna stay quiet over here. Well, no.
friends are being mean to you?
Yeah, hello, yo, so yo.
Bro, what?
Bro, what? Bro, what?
They got me a whole clip. Ew. Hold up, I have to do something.
Good that their mom passed away. Ah! I want that one. If I get this, I'll give you some. Okay? You better give me that. No, that one. What? Because you have all to do. Yeah, if you want it, you have to follow, like, and share for some reason. I'm Virgo. Cancer plus Virgo. You're hurting.
I'm back.
Let's play some duos. What kind of skin is this? Ew. Turn off the music, man. Max. All I know. Baby, no. Baby. Yeah. Kick it. Kick it. Baby's watching TikTok. Okay. So, Mom? Renegade fake trader. Yo, hurting.
Yeah.
We wanna land.
What?
We wanna land. Look at my brightness. Yeah, it's so good. I picked it out for myself. Ew! Those teeth are right here. Yeah, SpongeBob. It is. Damn. I like SpongeBob more than him. Is it the same? It's the same. Who's that kid? Wait, is that Charlie? No, is that Lexi? Dang! Those are brown as fuck. Ew! Ew! That's yellow. That one's... That's Lexi, I think. Oh. SpongeBob. SpongeBob
Already a blue tack. First landing.
First landing, and I got out of a chest. I got a green tack.
Got one.
And I found an SMG.
On me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you just stealing my loot. Wow.
Let me see it.
And I need that big.
Is it actually pink? SpongeBob is what I say. Ew! What the fuck? What kind of teeth is that? I'm on vacation every single day. Wait, SpongeBob in here? Oh, that's white as fuck. Look at those. Look at the. Yeah, that might be a tie.
Someone's over there.
Ow. Ew, that. Am I just bound? Ah. Ew. It's Tempest. Ah. Ew. Send that to Kylie right now. That's nasty. Are you weak, Herden? Because I don't know because... Oh.
What's wrong? We're out.
Oh, SpongeBob wins. My name's Tyrone.
No, she likes that show. Oh, that's it.
The same? Is it same?
No?
No. It's pink. That's moisty.
No, that's yellow.
Oh, that's pea. Maybe that's brown. Oh, Practic wins. Maybe Practic wins.
Oh, that's yellow. You know, see yellow.
Wait, was that Bella? Bella Porch? Stop, Pudding.
Oh,
Doing the
that
challenge.
blue weapon.
We did the challenge. That's the shit. Together. Wait, lock the door. You forgot to lock the door. Ew! Wait, let me see that. I do not sound. Hold on. That one's wider. No. That one's wider. I used to like that movie or episode for some reason. Hernan, you're glitching me! Ah! The boy's wider, right? Is the boy wider?
Oh.
Ew! We have to go first. Max, what are you doing? Itching your balls on the ground? Wow. It was so nasty when Max got his balls chopped off. Yeah. No, I didn't see it. Like, I heard about it. Hey! He's back. I fucking... You're Bull O'Reilly. On me? Rand's gonna die. On me?
No. It's
What the heck? Andrew. No, it says it's
On me!
Andrew died. I can't even see because my brain is down because of you, bitch.
That's fake.
That's fake. Is it fake? Safety cap.
Yeah. Okay, let me try it for you.
Do it.
Beep, beep. Do it now.
Shut up, Max. Hold on, I think I have to shut up for this one. I have to go be. What? What? What happened? Girls are winning? I don't know, the boys are winning. Come towards me, Herden. Yeah, because you're bad.
No, because
I got 8 medical pieces. Oh, dinos.
got one.
Finish up the cat.
I did.
I'm going for the bunker. I want to see if there's 2. Someone got one. There's the second one. They got the second one too. The second one had nothing in it. It didn't have chest. That's weird. You got sweaty sands?
Yeah.
Max. Yeah. Got a regular AR, mate.
Oh, let's go pump.
I got a green pump. I got a green gun.
Got one.
I can't shoot my gun, my weapon.
Yeah.
You can't shoot rockets out of the boat? Beep, beep, boop. Boop, boop,
I got
beep,
3
beep.
kills off the bat.
I'm going circling. Beep, beep, boop, boop, beep. There's a gas can right there. Someone on me? Someone on me heard it. Where you at? Oh yeah, you so bad. Forgot.
What? They must got the bunker chest.
I'm out. I said okay.
Dude, there's so much people on me.
There's just 2 people. Wait, you didn't even have the P90.
Yes, I did.
That's a crap. Shut up.
Yeah, I found it from a chest.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, drop you 2. I might take the pump, I ain't gonna lie. Did you saw my edits there? Like, did it look like I was in the in the CS? Do you want to trade shotguns?
Yeah.
Drop your shotgun real quick. Sorry, Storm. Take it. I'm gonna craft this P90 real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, we need car, buddy. Oh. No, why? No, no. Do you get the minis?
Yeah.
Wait until circle. Storm circles close.
This car is so slow on road and off road.
Oh, let's take this. Sorry. Call driving. God. Why you always take driver's seats? There's people.
What is Fortnite's players' worst nightmares?
You are my worst nightmare.
No. A gun.
No, it is not.
So you haven't heard of the primal shotgun?
Yeah. Are you dumb?
That's their worst.
Messed up the cap.
It is.
Shut up.
Absolutely not. I used it.
You didn't use it.
Don't you already have 600 mats?
Are you dreaming, dude? You're spamming. Not into a real game. What's the fake game?
Yeah, I hear a car.
Is that Roblox? Yeah.
What's your Roblox username?
The boy wolf. Yeah, I did not name my name like that. What are my cousins?
There's a big fire over there.
Oh shit! Though. Do not fall down here. Oh. I can't even switch my weapon. That's how deep that shit.
It's not even that deep. Why would you be swinging? If it was deep, it would probably. Oh my god, fuck. Oh, comes on me.
Oh my god, is this trios? Are they teaming? Are these guys teaming? Let's push them.
I'm low health.
Ah! I'm healing.
They are hacking. Have zero shield.
Well, they have no shield. Rudy, you're just trash. You're getting kicked. You're trash. Shut up.
That's what I'm getting up for
Shut up.
anyway.
Good.